allow the children
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, my ego la wamo, la moto do.
Hello there.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Ó bá ṣe àní máa yẹ kó máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe pàápàá níbẹ̀ o.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Please take your time, read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. There is a breaking news. The Nigeria House of Representatives have now passed the student loan bill into law, the same bill that Tinubu signed into law in June, on the 12th of June, 2023. For those who know Tinubu as a con man and everything around him as a con fu, right? Indeed, they believe that Tinubu is Idon and majority of you are just fools. Thank you very much, Sherry. Mutide. So good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are watching from, it is Mayegun live. So the breaking news from the stable of Tinubu and their graduate government is that the student loan that they signed into law hurriedly when he removed subsidy, and the whole country was reacting in order to kind of win them over and make them believe that removing subsidy is in their own interest, or else Nigeria would never survive. So they quickly put something together, something probably they put off the shelf. Put a wool over the eyes of the fools that does believe them, by the way. And within 2-3 days, Bajabia Mole put together this fraud scam called student loan. It didn't take much time before the whole thing fell flat. But because they are fraudsters, they doubled down. None of the things they presented showed that they actually have any plan of helping and supporting education. Tinubu is a taxman, a pickpocket. You can read about IGR from Lagos. But when you ask them, where did they put those IGR? You know the answer. Now, is the same guy who said, in an economic situation like this, he offered Bokwari an economic advice: print more money, widen the tax net, reduce their purchasing power, whatever the hell that even means. And that seems to be the economic idea that Tinubu is pretending to be implementing for you. How much money were they going to save from subsidy? Zero. Because the subsidy removed that they presented to you is a fraud. The same one they only renamed, but they are still paying for. And criminally so, they are hiding the number from you. They said they will put the money into education, put the money into healthcare, put the money into infrastructure and education. Student loan. Remember that they are broke. Nigeria is broke. No thanks to the leeches, the glutinous criminals, entitled rogues that are parading themselves as a solution, problem solvers. So when they announced that Tinubu has signed blah, blah, blah into law, a lot of people were more like, wow, if it is a bill, when was it debated? When was it passed? How come Tinubu could pull that off within days? Because it was a fraud. To calm the tension, Tinubu will put 5 billion naira towards a student loan. They started describing student loan. Oh, in America, in the UK, you can take loan and go to school. You can change. Meanwhile, they were not telling the mofos who believed them that they will need the birth certificate of their great grandmothers, their ancestors, as well as so many others, for them to access just $100 loan. It's quite mean, but it was a deceit. It bought them time. So every time, every turn, they will say, relax. This subsidy that they removed, okay? There are so many things that are coming that you will enjoy. Remember, Tinubu has promised you palliatives. He's going to do it to reduce your stress. He has also promised you, 8,000 naira to the poorest of you. He's going to give you. Oh, do you know the student loan? Oh, that's the greatest thing that Tinubu is bringing. He bought them time. But it was all fraud. But they are not even like relaxing. Now to them, they also need more time. But do you want to know the truth? For a poor country like Nigeria, in economic turmoil and ruin, if any government want to run a genuine, impactful student loan system, before they even open any portal for you to apply, they would have actually ensured that the pot that all of you are going to be drawing money from, for a starter, maybe with a 10 trillion naira. Yeah. A lot of people have become poor afar. A lot of students currently are doing just anything and everything to see themselves through that. Those colleges and universities. Because they are those who are sponsoring themselves now. Obajabi Amole, in his wisdom, for Kolu, in his demented brain, they came up with a student loan of 5 billion naira for the country of 200 million people, when the Tinubu's Pampas alone, Tinubu's Pampas, Tinubu's food, as well as Tinubu's drugs, everything is over 7 billion naira. Tinubu's food for 1 year is over 4 billion naira, food alone. Okay, so Tinubu's Pampas is over 800 million naira. You don't know that they have that there. They gave it a name. It's a different name. It's called Care Package. In the budget, it's called Care Package for Tinubu. These are the Pampas, the powders, dusting powders, the bottom cream, as well as other things that they have to take care of under there, right? It's part of your budget. Put all of them together. They are over 7 billion naira for Tinubu in 2024 alone. Hitman is going to take about 4.8 billion for the same purpose, minus the Pampas. However, the entire 200 million people and their children who are students are going to have to drag 5 billion naira. When people started questioning that, then they said, oh, calm down, come on. It was just a start. So they said, where are you going to get the money from to fund student loan? Let's start with that. Okay. When every available resources right now is being channeled into so many bogus, fraudulent conduit pipe where the money is gone just the same way they came. These guys are opening the, you know what I mean? The other day they announced to you that they were implementing Oronsaye's report. Abi, this one should match with this one. This agency should match with that one. This one has been matched with that one. All lies. And the same supposed matched agencies, Tinubu is still appointing people to occupy director, chairman, director of supposed agencies that no longer exist because they've merged with another one. Fraud. So that was what Bajabi Amole did. For a flashback, right? I'll tell you. So when they came together for student loan, this fraudulent student loan that was not really hard for us to tell. And you think like the Nigeria here, you think people raising the whistleblowers, raising the alarm, calling you to pay attention to the lies before you are lied to, or you enabled it only to come back later and cry. Can you imagine what they did and all that? So the student loan arrangee from the word go, from what Bajabi Amole mulled together for Tinubu, that they now said he sent back to them. That is now the breaking news that it has now been passed. Starting with that, they said to obtain the student loan, nobody in your family or household must earn, well, they must be earning less than 500,000 naira. And nobody in your household must be owing any form of a loan shark or loan companies or wherever, so you can't get it. Now, you would have to look for maybe a royal father, a level 12 to level 15, a civil servant, even a judge, just to get your, then you have to get your VC of your school, get your department, what do you call it, rep or so, to sign your letter that you are a student. Then after that, when you now finally submit your application to the student loan bank. Now, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're going to get any money or any loan, because getting the loan at the end of the day depends on availability of fund. But when they asked Tinubu or this Bajabi Amole and Co, they said, just tell them that we'll take 1% of the money from crude oil. That was what they said. They said 1% of the money they make from crude oil is enough to fund this thing. And then when you ask them, how much is 1% of the crude oil sale in Nigeria? Does anybody have a clue how much is the 1%? Nobody has an answer, because 100% of Nigeria crude oil money goes into private pockets of the criminals that took over office or got appointed or put their asses to G, all through politics. But they sold Nigeria NNPC to themselves. Nigerians have no idea how much they sold it. You have NNPC managing your crude oil and gas, but yet you can't really hold them and ask them, how much is the crude oil you are selling every day and how much money are you making from it? Can you give all the accounts, like one by one? Can you give us the account? They won't. They can't. And that is the country that want to fund student loan with 1% of the money made from crude oil. And you believed them. These are pointers that will tell me when something is a lie. This is not about seeing vision or not. Okay? And also, when you look at them, for you to see clearly, do not look at everything that comes from them with, I know they are all that nonsense. No, you need to understand the nonsense so that it doesn't kind of end up like, I don't like them. Whatever it is, anything news about them like this, I believe it. Before you believe anything about the rubbish they are doing, pay attention to understand the rubbish. When you understand the rubbish, it will actually anger you more. You know why a lot of Nigerians don't really get angry when some of these ridiculous, the ridiculous happenings or news that are coming from Nigeria, is because they are like, it's not new. It's Nigeria, Jerry. It's always, oh, Baba, now so then they do. Now, so then they do, now, so then they do. They have hid behind that so long that you are not angry. You are not enraged. Because now, so then they do. About waiting you want me to do. Now, so then they do, Jerry. But when you begin to pay attention to now, so then they do, and waiting that they do, you will get more angrier. Because it's like fooling you, right in the open, speaking grammars. All right. And then you are there like, oh, now lie, Jerry, no. But maybe when you understand how they are doing it, when they are doing it, you will see how cheap they see Nigerians. They don't read. They like to gossip and just go, don't leave them. Do what you want to do. Who is gonna see? Nobody will care. They are more interested in Yoruba versus Igbo, Fulani versus Hausa than Muslim versus Christian. Do it. They won't even notice or care. So people like us pay attention to what they are doing, and it hurts. When we try to explain it to a lot of you that are quick and easy to deceive and jump to their defense. It's sad. Critical questions that will easily tell you, man, this whole thing is absolute nonsense. You know, when they said they were giving the poorest of the poor in Nigeria, and they spent over 4 trillion naira. 4 trillion naira. 4.6 trillion naira was how much Shadia spent in 4 years, lifting Nigerians out of poverty. Now the entire money ended up in private pockets, paying for choice properties, expensive properties in Dubai and all over the world. And guess what? The poorest of the poor, they were lifting out of poverty. They have dug them more, and they have dumped more people inside that same poverty. But where is the money gone? But when they started, when Pastor Ruga started that madness, it wasn't part of their manifesto. I mean, they lied to you. You saw the booklet of their change lies, Abi. But giving people money, sharing money wasn't part of that. Like that. Then, okay, fine. They started sharing the money. But when they are sharing it, they are making people believe that. I mean, you were seeing people they gave money to now. But when they were asked to come and show us the record of how they gave the money, they now said they only gave them cash at hand. You actually shared nearly 5 trillion naira by hand. Abba. The last trace of the money was when the money was released into the private account of individuals. For 4 years, 4.8 trillion, nearly 5 trillion naira. Instead of it to lift people out of poverty, it left them even deeper in poverty. And people like us were screaming then, how is it possible for one individual to share over 500 billion naira in 2 days to 11.5 million household? Abba. They said, yes, they did. They shared it. Fraud, scam. You will see them before they even happen. You can tell, you can see them before they happen. But there are those that chooses, and we always choose to be blind. And it is the same thing with the Nigeria here too. You know why I'm saying all of this? Because you said this student loan nonsense. 100%. It continues to show you. You continue to see it, that it is a total fraud. The framework of it, the sustainability of it is totally impossible. Not when they are doing what they are doing now. But some of you want to believe that it is possible if they want to do it. So they will make you believe it is possible. Because they will need committees, they will need this or that. At the end of the day, the budget for the committee will be bigger than the budget for the entire student loan. It is always there. The signal is always there. They sold an NPC to themselves. People will tell you they were employed by NNPC Nigeria. But you know something? Now they are working for NNPCL. You'll be wondering, which one is NNPCL again? They are supposed to be a private company that picked their name after the national carrier or national petroleum of Nigeria. They were employed, they were staffed, but now they are working for a private company, private oil company that is selling Nigeria crude oil, collecting money and supposedly remitting whatever they sell after deducting their own cut. So people where you employ, the people that they politically appointed, they changed the template of a national asset to theirs. Well, Nigeria is still paying their salary. Okay, Nigeria is still funding their budget. But guess what? They are private company that is now a private oil company that are now with so that is now with shareholders. Your NNPC now have shareholders. You don't know them. You don't have to know them. Okay, but some of you will still see NNPC building Abuja. They are still being paid. Their salary and everything is still being paid for by Nigerians. But when they sell Nigeria crude oil, they will tell Nigeria how much. They are the ones who will tell you how much they sold. And then they will remove their own cut for selling Nigeria crude oil. They will remove their own cut and give the profit to their shareholders. But you see those who are working for them, they are being paid for by Nigeria. Nigeria is paying their salary. Have you ever seen that kind of open robbery before in your life? Russia has national oil company. What's the call that word for Russia? Is that called Orascom or something? No. Then the Saudi Arabia, they have the national oil. In fact, Saudi Arabia national oil remains Saudi Arabia's national oil, right? That those who now bought shares in there, they were buying shares from the Russians' national oil, not some guys who are now the owner of, Saudi Arabia's national oil, right? They are not like buying shares from some guys who are managing the Saudi Arabia oil and gas. That's the trick. They play that trick on you, and it is still existing today, right now. So tomorrow they will tell you, oh, Tinubu has appointed new NNPC GMD. So NNPC GMD is appointed by Nigeria president to manage the NNPC of Nigeria. Okay, so the GMD is is now going to serve as well as the GMD or something for NNPCL, because NNPCL, that one have their own structure. They are private business. Here you get. But NNPC that is meant to sell and collect the proceeds of crude sale in Nigeria, the NNPC will now wait for the NNPCL to sell the crude oil and come back and say, yeah, we have sold the crude oil, but we are taking our own 15% cut for our shareholders. Here's the balance. Thank you. So then NNPC will now go to Nigeria and say, this is how much you made from crude oil. Do you understand how that works, right? They have already put straw into your resources before it finally gets you. That is why when the droplet, when all of you are like the ordinary Nigerians, right, who want education, who want your educational system to be funded, you want your healthcare to be funded, you want your infrastructure to improve, you want this, so you want that, blah, blah, here and there. By the time the resources is now going to drop, it's going to be what? It's going to be droplet. So like that. Do you understand? Because you have no money. The entire thing has been tapped from the top systematically. Here you get. So that's what they did with NNPCL, NNPC. There's no NNPC anymore, right? So yeah, they will need committees. And on this same student loan, the NNPCL have been an NNPC that is supposed to tell you how much they make from crude oil. You know something, you will read it. Have you not been reading it? You will read that Nigeria's oil production is 1.5 million barrels a day. But Nigeria doesn't sell crude oil per se. Nigeria collects royalty from crude oil. I think I just need to keep reminding us that, right? So Nigeria collects royalty from crude oil. And there are oil exploration, exploring companies or oil exploration companies. The ones who bring in their own machineries, the equipment, technology, and all of that. So what happened is that Nigeria, for 60 years, same way Nigeria couldn't afford to fund, build, generate, and distribute electricity to homes and industries for 60 years. It's the same way Nigeria and the successive ruiners of Nigeria for 63 years have not really been able to invest in your oil industry. So they turn themselves to rent takers, rent seekers, royalty collectors. And that's why Nigeria will remain poor for a long time. It is, it is doomed to remain poor. Just take a look at all of their actions, okay? Now, I don't know how much Nigeria collects as royalty in total, but my last research said Nigeria collects only 40% of their crude oil sale. So what is that? The oil companies themselves, when they extract the oil, right, they will take their own share. The middlemen and all of that they have intentionally created, who are supposed to be the bureaucrats, representative or chancellors from the part of Nigeria, they are in between. They will take theirs. They have names for all of them. Then the NMPC, which is representing Nigeria, will collect theirs. And from what I heard, it is 40%. Nigeria know they even collect up to 50% of our oil crude. Do you even know that? Did you know that? Every time they tell you Nigeria is oil producing country, Nigeria doesn't produce its own oil. Nigeria just has oil. And for 63 years, not a single machine was bought by Nigeria. Not any oil field in Nigeria you say, oh, this oil field is owned by the government of Nigeria. No. Did you know that? You've been hearing about Shell. You've been hearing about, what are those names again? Give me those names. A lot of you are like, Nigeria is a rich country. We're not supposed to be poor. Are you paying attention at all? Nigeria is created to be the high concentration or the largest concentration of the poorest people. You are supposed to be poor. So you were just not supposed to be this poor. But your elites, they grew greedy, very greedy. Do you understand? You're not supposed to be this poor. You're supposed to be poor. Structurally, that's how it is. Every successive criminals that led Nigeria ensure that, structurally, you will be poor. The countries that you are comparing yourselves with controls their resources 100%. Nigeria doesn't. And that is why they will kill you if you don't allow all of their own, Western imperialist friends to come and take the resources in your community. They will kill you. They are not interested in advancing their own technology to extract their own resources in Nigeria. No, Nigeria doesn't. They are not interested in that. There are so many of you who studied geology. You know about resources, you know about soil, you know about land and the rest of that. Thank you, Jerry. So all they have to do is to go and look for one Nigerian who is going to be the member of their board. And then they will be exploring oil in Nigeria. Even if they have to give the oil company Nigerian name, that doesn't mean that the technology, the expertise, the everything that they are using to explore oil in Nigeria is brought from Nigeria or owned by Nigerians. No. Now sharing, now share, everybody to collect their share. If you are smart enough, if you own oil block too, go and look for where there is oil. You suspect there is oil. Meet with the criminals in charge of Nigeria. Let them give you a license. Go abroad. Go look for any Oyibo or any companies that are ready to go into exploration. Make a deal with them. They'll give you 10%. Give Nigeria 40%. They keep the rest. Period. So all you have to do is once you have the license, you put up the name and all of that. And as you have the license and your friend in power, right? You can just probably live 365 days holidaying You don't have to work again. The only thing that will stop your free flow of money is if the another person don't take over the government and they want their own friends to take over your oil field. And you'll be like, they want to take my oil field. I'm going to court in a lawless country. Is that not how they do Nigerian resources? That's how they do it now. I don't know if I'm kind of saying something that is new. It shouldn't be something new. Do you know that when they say Nigeria is oil producing country, it's actually a lie? Nigeria doesn't produce our own oil. Nigeria doesn't extract our own oil. Nigeria only collects rent on the oil, which means for 63 years, Nigeria has not even benefited 50% of the crude oil that they were taking from Nigeria for 63 years. Do you know that? Did you know that? Okay. If you didn't, then maybe I have done something, something nice, like it's a discovery, right? Russia and the rest of them, yes, they may not be taking 100% of their own oil and gas, but of course they are not taking 40%. And that is why under Buhari, this became very clearer. They became greedier. And in their way, they started making policies that are tailored around protecting their interest against those who want to come and take that thing from them. It is our turn. Let's guide it very well. Oh. See this crude oil, remember that there are those before us. So we need to guide it very well. Let's make laws. Let's tell them everybody will get their share. But we can manage this, our oil. It's only the proceeds. They are not interested in investing that's why you cannot refine your crude oil. Assuming Nigeria invested in oil exploration, oil exploration in Nigeria in the last 63 years. I'm talking about if you go to Russia minefield, oil fields, you will see Russian technologies there. You will see Russians, generation of Russians that have been working, extracting oil in Russia. If you go to Saudi Arabia, you will see generation of Saudis, right, that have been working, and their technology, including American technology, because America really survived on Saudi oil, and Saudi got a very great deal from them. But what I'm saying is that even if the oil producing countries in the world are not taking 100% of their own resources for themselves due to, like other investment and all that, but I bet they are not taking less than 50% of their own resources. Have you seen any? So you are programmed. You are prepared to be poor. And that is why today you have so many Chinese all over Nigeria. Majority of them, by record, they are supervisor in Chinese plastic making factories. But not lie. These are now supervisors at different mining sites across Nigeria, protected by the Nigerian criminal police, criminal military, providing security for those who came to steal your resources. But for Nigeria, they started making laws. We need to make laws and make sure that anybody, yes, we welcome you, come and take our resources. We have so many things you can take. We don't even know what to do with them, but we know they are money. If you are willing to pay us, so they started making regulations. They are not interested in developing technology at all. To actually, utilize those resources to their own advantage. No. Because they are rent seekers. These are people who are planning your country. That is why today they go everywhere telling the world, come and invest. We have this. And so many communities in Nigeria are suffering terrorism today. And a lot of people are wondering, but why? Why are we suffering terrorism? But we are not this now, not knowing that because they are currently working on treasure that somebody has used technology to discover from far away China, and therefore took all the risk it's going to take to travel to the place where they don't really like them. I know, some of you don't like them too anyway, but yeah, they don't like you. Okay? So we travel down there and tell them that we are coming there to come and invest in their country when you are not. Your forests are being, the forest, the trees in your forest are being felled every day by people that will never try same in their country, because the ruiners of Nigeria, they are rent seekers. If you can pay the money, it is everybody's turn then, right? This is my turn. I must make money. The person who was here before me, I heard that by the time when he first came in, he had no bicycle. By the time he spent 3 years here, he already has about 20 houses, 5 cars, 4 wives, 15 children. And at the same time, he has other businesses too from the proceeds of corruption. So if I need to prove him that I can do better than that. Maybe 10 hotels, 20 houses, maybe 6 wives. Don't get greedy, okay? Maybe, so they have all the targets and say, if anybody can pay the price, I am ready to play the game or play the ball. That's what is going on with your oil and gas in Nigeria. It's a free for all. Free for all. So free for all means that, majority of those who are claiming that they are planning something for you, when you pay attention very well, these policies, no, they are like opening shop. Job for the boys. Student loan. Where is the money going to come from? Oh, it's going to come from the 1% of crude sale in Nigeria. Okay, how much is the crude sale in Nigeria? Can you give us a figure? How much is that 1% of crude sale? And by law, can you even take that out and say you want to? What happened to the 2% student tax? No, sorry, education tax. Do you know there is a federal tax in Nigeria called the education tax? All the operational companies in Nigeria, they must pay 2% of their turnover, their profit before tax, 2% to support education in Nigeria. Do you know that money is so massive that pot alone, I don't know about it today because a lot of businesses have already folded up, so they are losing, declaring losses. I don't think that money will be much now. But do you know that at a point, this seed from these companies in Nigeria, 2% to support education, to support it. Do you know that this seed every month alone was generating over 200 billion at a time? I am serious. 200 billion times 10. Is that not 2 trillion? Times 2 again. Is that not 400 billion? That is 2.4 trillion. 2.4 trillion. Majority of you don't even know about it. If I ask you where is the money now, you probably have no idea. Me too. And I don't know what happened to we all know what happened to the money. Imagine where you have companies alone. That's a number. That's a number you can work with. If now the 2% education tax alone, they put towards student loan, you can track it. You can track it. You can say, oh, so every time as a student, if they tell you that our business is folding up, you'll be sad because you know now the balance inside your student loan, they reduce. So when the government says, oh, congratulations, we've generated 400,000 jobs this month because more than 10,000 businesses signed up and they opened shop. So that has generated 400,000 jobs. Say, I want 10,000 businesses. 2%. And we say student loan money go up with that. That is traceable. But when they hang it on money from crude oil and gas, you can tell that they just want to deceive you. It is like giving you building castle in the air. The moment you hear oil and gas money, your head go just implode like that, explode. Oh, do you know how much money is 1%? Baba, how much is the 1%? Mayegu, you're asking me this question. You know how much? You do know how much money is? If they convert, the question we are asking you is a straightforward one. You do not need to ventilate. How much is the 1% every month from crude oil? Well, you do have no information on that. You can only speculate and imagine. And imagination won't finish majority of you. Imagination. Mayegun, do you know how much more crude oil Nigeria? Nigeria is selling 1.5 million crude oil every day. Do you know how much is a barrel of crude oil? Baba, thank you for the TED talk. Okay. You must have done your research, Abi. You know how much is a barrel of crude oil. You know how much crude oil Nigeria is selling every day per barrel, Abi? 1.5 million times $100. That's a lot of money, Abi. Oh yeah, how much is the 1%? Yourself do the math. You know what I mean? Gate. Because that's how many of you actually live your life. When they say it, you have no capacity for critical thinking to actually ask questions that could make all their lies fall flat bagam in front of you. And you just probably just laugh. Erinka. Student loan. How? How? There are those who believe that if no, I mean, Bokwari fed the poor. Bokwari fed the poor. There are those who believe that because they saw people who collected bag of rice, those who collected money. They have their pictures. It's everywhere. But when you now ask them, where is the register and the record of the money and the people they gave the money to? Do you know there is no record and register of that? All of that money. All of that money. All of that money. Gone. No record. And that is why you will never have any record for this too. Because the scam is, is plain. But where you will know that all animals may be equal, but you should know that some animals are more equal than the others. The same House of Representatives today, ladies and gentlemen, also passed the increment in the salaries of the Nigerian judges. Senatorial law. When was it that day when we were talking about 104% increase or increment on the salaries of judges in Nigeria announced by Tinubu sometimes in July 2023. Just about 6-7 weeks after the illegitimate regime was sworn for. That's when they swear for him. It was around maybe 6 weeks. Tinubu announced a salary increment for all of the public officials, 104% increase. Now, let me explain that. Imagine you are earning 50,000 naira. What is the 50% of 50,000 naira? What? 25,000 naira. That is the half. Half is 50%. Okay. So what is 100% of 50,000 naira? 100%. 50,000. So if I increase your salary by, let's say you are earning 100,000, I decided to increase your salary by 100%. What does that mean? It means I'm going to pay you extra 50,000. I mean, extra 100,000. Abi? 100% of 100,000 is 100,000. 100% of 1 million is 1 million. 100% of 2 million is 2 million. Abi? So when you double it, it will be 4 million. 100% of 100% increase of 1 million is going to take it to 2 million. I think I'm still right. So man, no go there, because I'm very terrible in arithmetic, honestly. Am I actually really terrible? I think I'm good. I worked for Sky, guys, and I always have to play with numbers all the time. 75 pounds. How did you know that? I just do. Everything 137 pounds and 90 pence. How did you know that? I just do. Did you use a calculator? No. Because I know the price of this, price of that, price of that. And when you do it and do it and do it and do it again and again and again, it becomes so easy and so natural. Like, it's just like, I still consider myself a very poor student of arithmetics, right? I think I am right. So I don't want to continue. I don't want to progress in error. Say, Mayegun, read the comment. Mayegun, you are wrong. 100% of 100,000 is not 100,000. Mayegun, please. And then I will read the comments. Oh my God, I've been progressing in error. And that is what majority of Nigerians love to do. They hate it. When they have confidently said something that is not right, then they will double down. Even if it is not 100,000, but at least I'm close. Baba, you are not close. You are wrong. But at least I try. Baba, you not try. You are wrong, sir. Just say you are wrong. So that's why I didn't want to progress in errors. Thank you very much. So if I am wrong, then I'm not the only person wrong. All of them will agree with me. Say 100% of 100,000 naira is another 100,000 naira. If we say increase in 100%, it means extra 100,000. If you are earning 200,000 and I increase your salary by 100%, right? That means extra 200,000. That makes it 400,000. So when Tinubu came in, Tinubu borrowed money. And that was, first 800 billion. The second time, 1.2 billion, 1.2 trillion. That's a 2 trillion. I mean, like that. Then the third time, it was a 4 trillion, $3 billion. But the first batch was that they needed money to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Things were tough for the judges in Nigeria. They were suffering. So Tinubu announced, as a vote of thanks, thanks so much, all of my judicial bandits. Now the drug addict and the drug baron and the drug lord is now the president of the G-Ant of Africa, supposedly. So as a sign of thanks, appreciation, Tinubu announced increment. They said, how can a judge be earning 400,000 naira a month? How? Do you know that the Chief Justice of Nigeria is only earning 600,000 naira? How? That's so sad. 100% increase. Immediately, the Chief Justice of Nigeria's salary increased to 1.2 million plus other things. I'm using him as a template because it's massive, right? That's what they told you. But these are criminals. These are real born criminals, right? So they increased. Everybody screamed, what is all of this? We are suffering. Everything is hard. Tinubu is increasing salary. You are so heartless. Innocent you. They started paying them because how could a judge be earning 400,000 naira, 600,000 naira? That's not good. But what about us that is earning 30,000 naira? Are you a judge? Maybe you should go and be a judge. Even a Sharia judge can become a Chief Justice of Nigeria. So, can a problem? Go and become a Labule. Go to your village. They settle matter for them. Small time, they go make you small village judge. Apply. Enter Nigeria system. You don't need certificates. Tinubu printed his own certificates online. Remember, there's a third vendors, they sell certificate when you graduate from America. In Tinubu's time, certificate no really matter. So why do you need a certificate? Go and print yourself one. Give yourself a title. Robe yourself up. And who knows, you may benefit from this. Because as it is, Tinubu is grateful to the judiciary. And as he is rewarding them left, right, and center, even if he has to borrow money, devalue your currency, further adding your hardship, doesn't matter. You have to take care of the judges. It's important for the national security, for the national growth. Judges must be taken care of by the drug lord and his 48 thieves. So you didn't do anything, did you? Nothing. So now the House of Representatives received another memo from Tinubu that this time around we need to make it into law. Because we cannot allow all these judges to suffer. They are suffering, They are suffering far. They are suffering of soil and all that stuff, bullshit, right? So Tinubu seek the House of Representatives approval to make it law. So they've passed the bill into law now that will then increase the salary of the Chief Justice of Nigeria to over 1,000%, over 1,000%. Now, Chief Justice of Nigeria, the one I'm using as a template, will now be paid as basic salary. Basic now will be 5.7 million naira a month. And I think that's going to be, is that not going to be like about 70 million naira a year? Well, that's just the basic, because you also have the office allowance, the wardrobe allowance, the security allowance, newspaper allowance, medical allowance, medical travel, extra code for abroad training allowance. All these allowances, when they put them together, the Chief Justice probably will still tell you, everything, when they put everything together, it's only just about 21 million that they collect. Do you know how much a senator is collecting? Over 50 million in a month. So why are you alarmed? Why are you angry? Well, Nigeria don't get money to pay for all of this. Who told you? The only money that is not available is, Nigeria is going to go bankrupt. if they should increase the salary of your parents, all right? If they should increase your salary, Nigeria cannot survive it too. Economically, by the economic section, so and so of the Bodman's law. The Bodman's law of economy says you cannot sustain a country by paying this and that. So let's forget it. You know something? Let's just pray that our politicians they have fear of God and care for us, and pray to God to make sure that the 30,000 naira is enough, even though it's not enough. But God will provide for us, because if we love this Nigeria, you will not ask that they should pay you better salary. See these people that they are paying. You need them for you to have a fresh, to have a breath. You say, oh, yes, it's important. For the sake of Nigeria, judiciary must, for the sake of, but we cannot pay you more. Like, it's going to wreck Nigeria. Nigeria is already going through a lot. And you see those who are going to come and explain that to you. And you'll be like, it's true. They told us that in economics, inflation is an act of where there is too much money in circulation, but there is not too much goods to afford. As Ocean economics, these ones don't care about economics. They are printing money every now and then. She read that economics, see one kind. They read it too. That one you are reading, they read the same thing too. The curriculum of where they are socially conditioning you to be saying that nonsense. See all this theory, economic theory, economic this or that. This one is going to, if you do this, it's going to cause this. If you do that, it's going to cause that. Blah, 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 blah. All those things you read in the book, right? Continue reading them. These Olori Brukus don't give a firm about anything. They print money. They loot it. Okay? They smuggle things into Nigeria. All those things that you would normally say in economics, they said they don't give a damn about your economics. All you have is Buharinomic or Tinubunomic, which is the voodoo economic. I'll go say thank you to this, my super chatter, by the way. So thank you very much, Baba. Festus, you're amazing, Baba. I'm going to read your super chat. It's a long one. There is a book called A Fatherless People, written by a British Nigerian historian, lawyer, author. The content is there. The content in there are very explosive for us Nigerians to comprehend. I would wish your audience check the book on YouTube. Daily Ogun. Now you have heard it all. Okay. And now that you have brought it to my own attention, I am also going to go get one, read it, and possibly even read it with you here. Listen, there is this book, Why We Struck. Ademoyega Adewale. It's a very popular book. Okay. It tells in detail the historical context of why the first coup happened and who took part in the coup and why. So I was supposed to get that before now, but somehow there's a bit of a delay. So if I lay my hands on that book, sir, Festus, I am going to possibly bring it here for everyone and encourage everybody to also probably get it. And for those who can't, then I'll read it for them. Yeah, I'll read it to you here. But by the way, thank you very much for that. Okay, that's very kind of you. Appreciate it. So yeah. So it's easier to tell when they are lying to you. But it's so sad for many. It's so hard rather for many to accept the truth that is staring them in the face, that they would rather believe the lie, because it's going to be too hard for them to accept the truth that this is not. Are you saying this is not real? So yeah, it's not real. Everything pointing to it shows that it's not real. All these policies and all of them, yeah, they are just smoke screen for something sinister, something worse that is happening behind the scene. And you cannot let the smoke block your screen. Your screen is your sense, okay? Their smoke is lies, propaganda, and some make-believes. So when you ask yourself, how come this thing no can work out? Because it was never to work out. So fraud. Somebody like myself would never stop reminding you of that. It's so important that I remind you of it every now and then. Because the more people get to understand these people, maybe the harder and tougher it's going to be for them to keep using the same, doing the same thing again and again. It's the same trick, it's the same way, by same people, sometimes different faces, but just same people, same mindset. There is nothing called student loan. It's just a pure scam. So the same guys who told you that they are building an economy, there's nothing like we are trying to get the economy back. Their actions. I'm talking about not what they are saying, what they are doing. Every now and then continue to point to what? That what they are saying is in total opposite of what they are doing. They do not believe in all of this, your own theory, and you like they are talking to you and you are listening to them and say, I understand what this is trying to say. You don't understand anything. There were those who were so confident that Emefiole that they knew. Emefiole was a brilliant guy. He's a brilliant this. He's a brilliant that. They watched Emefiole as well as Bokwari, Maman Daura, and the rest of them. They watched them tumble policy over policy, horrible policies over horrible policy that are turning the lives of the people upside down. But they were still telling themselves, he knows what he's doing. There were some of them who were on my platform. I mean, there are some zombies, some mofos on here, right? They used to come here. They will come here and say, you this Mayegun. Sometimes you need to keep quiet. I say, why? You are not an economist. Do you know better than Emefiole, who is an economist? Somebody who is a kiniko, who is a bank kiniko. I said, I don't have to be an economist. What the hell is it? What are you talking about? So because somebody can put on suit inside the hot weather, they sweat, they speak grammar, they speak nonsense. Automatically, he knows what he's talking about. But he knows what he's talking about. Does he know what he is doing? And then you come back and be like, you do when you do understand. So I say, I understand, I do. I understand perfectly well. I understand when I'm being played, and I hate it. I hate being played. It gets me angry. The fact that I could watch from far and see how you are being fooled actually gives me a lot of mixed feelings, because number one, I want to be angry. I want to be angry because of what I know. Then I want to be, I'm sort of amazed that what I know is becoming something like a mystery to so many others who are actually direct victims of all of this. So then it's more or less like, okay. So then you find people who actually come around to defend them too. Then when the casala bursts, they will disappear and wait for another nonsense to be spewed that they can now come around and regurgitate to you and say, the central bank committee, the central clinical committee, the judicial committee, the learned silk. And so that they call themselves lawyers, they say learned silk. My learned. What makes you a learned silk when you are all rogues operating in a roguish, criminal, corrupt system that you know you can bend the rules anytime? That's it. So why are you learned? You're not learned when you are defenders of those who have destroyed your country. I don't respect people like that. I don't. And that is why I don't like people who are politically correct around me. Those who will tell you, why don't you give them time? How do you give people who are hell-bent in destroying you time? By making them comfortable? That's what you do to them. You make them comfortable so they are able to come around and come up with all these ridiculous ideas, ridiculous, fraudulent sleaze. They freeze you, and then you look and say, that is what they do all the time. Now God go punish them. Come on, man. You're punishing yourselves, and maybe devil is punishing your foolishness too. So Mayegun's diary political is there to knock you back to life. Like that, just knock your head and say, come on, come back to life, idiot. I didn't see it that way, Mayegun. People say that to me all the time. Oh, Mayegun. I actually never I never seen it that way. Thank you. Honestly speaking, Mayegun, I didn't think it that way. Oh. Now you just open my eyes, just open my mind, and I'm just like, the questions are just like flooding into my head right now, Mayegun. Oh, thank you. Because you have to see it the way it actually affects you, hurts you, not the way you want it to hurt others. It's so foolish, right? When people believe that defending or supporting APC, Egbekegbe will probably have his own reward. And sometimes you see these foolish people come out and say, Honorable, I'm here, Honorable, please pick me. Honorable, please pick me. I am here. I have always been supporting APC. I am a PDP. I am a this. Please, Honorable, I am a lawyer. You are begging them when you shouldn't. Because if you know better, honestly speaking, if you know better, you will not hate anyone like yourself. You won't, because you are all victims of a system that is programmed to keep you and your children in generational poverty. And there is nothing good in poverty. I will keep reminding you. Ask every one of us who survived poverty. Genuinely, ask us that if we have a choice, or if we had a choice, would we choose what we have been through as Nigerians? Would we? Would you choose what you have been through? So don't let anybody glorify poverty to you. There is no God that loves poverty. In both religion I heard, God supports multiplication. He said, go ye into the world and multiply, flourish, prosper. That was some direct love from a father for those of you who are religious. He said, go ye into the world and multiply, double, triple, be blessed, be prosperous, and be thankful. But they are now telling you that your reward is in heaven because God loves you. There is a place He's preparing for you as a poor person. All you need to do is to pray and let those who keep you poor, right, enjoy that riches. When they turn around and turn back to weaponize that same poverty against you. Come on, man. Tell yourself this truth, I believe. It's going to set you free. It will. Because God does not love poor people. God, by faith, did not create man poor. Are you kidding me? Is that not in the book that when God created man, He created woman, put them in a garden, filled with different fruit, told them not to eat a particular one, which means He put them in abundance. Somebody is now telling you God loves the poor. People who weaponize the same poverty to further shortchange you. They said poverty is good. You have been poor. You don't want to be poor. I shall never be poor again in my life. I shall never be poor again in my life. This is not your own prayer point in your churches. When somebody tells you that God loves the poor and He always hears the prayers of the poor and the people that make you poor, they are telling you to pray for them so that they can continue to make you poor. And you turn around, you want God to do the work of man. He gave you everything. Yeah, He did give us everything. We're supposed to have everything. And some people corner this to themselves, for themselves. And they turn you to God and say, your reward is in heaven. And you believe them. Do you really want your own children to go through what you have been through? Same thing you've been through, that if you have had a choice, you will choose otherwise. If you have a choice right now, you will choose otherwise, won't you? Yeah, you watching me from Nigeria. If you have a choice right now, would you choose the life you are living right now? Would you? No, you won't. No, you won't. So why would you want this to be something your own children, your offspring, your own descendant would have to actually face too? Like, how do you guys feel? Or what do you think is going to happen if you do not have that courage, that mind to reject what has been forced on you or what you have somehow foisted on yourselves, right? By your choices, because life is choices. So all of these things you are witnessing today, like those who believe that they were punishing other people when they support or defend those criminals, career criminals whose jobs only is to keep you in perpetuity of poverty, right? Do you think you're punishing anyone? By defending the same oppressive system, standing up and even killing for it. No, you're not doing anyone, you're doing yourselves too. We are all victims of that same system, right? We are. So one day you will know that, or right now you are a living witness, right? So if I ask you right now, would you want this life you have right now for your child? Would you? I know my message is not for all of you, okay? I'm talking to those that somehow this video has captivated your mind, and I have managed to have a place in that your soul right now. You are staring at me. Yes, you are staring at me. You are stuck there on the seat, and this voice seems to be the only voice that is ringing in your head. Mayegun's voice. Would you want this that you are passing through right now, or what you have been through right now? Would you wish that on your child? Because you see, it's not ever going to end. Our children are going to face this too. A lot of us are working to make it easier for them, right? But we can't save them. The system that can take everything away from them, they're just like that. A rigged system. It's not there to help you. It is not. It wasn't put together because of us. No, it's not. The other day you were reading that some of them collected, in the Senate, they collected, 500 million. Some people even got that more than that. 500 million, 100 million, 250 million, 1 billion, 18 billion, 21 point something billion, 2 point something billion. All this money are going to individuals that are also living free. They are living off you. Every one of them lives off you. Every penny that is steal from you legally and illegally comes from you. But you were reading all of that just a few days ago, weren't you? And then we are back today to more will be done. Now you've heard about the churches, right? The churches, I don't know how much they will be given, but since Kolu, was this way to be your president and you have nothing you can do about it, unfortunately for a lot of you, right? Kolu has consistently, he did it in Lagos. He has consistently settled the judiciary, which means if all of now they redo a constitution, can they get one kind of small muzzle like that of mosquito where they feel like a lizard, or lizard where they feel like alligator, right? Say you don't read the section of your constitution that says, oh yeah, this one will get him. You are deceiving yourself. Kolu did it in Lagos. So if the thing no go work, they go burn the court. Judges in Lagos, they were being given landed properties. I'm talking about properties, choice properties in choice areas. The judges, they told you are collecting 150,000 naira salary. They have properties worth hundreds of millions of naira simply because of the association with Tinubu. 24 years of a rewarding and profiting association with Tinubu to continue to subvert the will of justice. It's worked in his favor for so long because your corrupt judicial bandits, they've always been in his pocket. And he is a very cheerful giver. They'll tell you, oh, Tinubu is a very, very cheerful giver. He doesn't give people any of his money. He's a thief. And you know what? In Yoruba land, we have a saying that, do not ever, by any means, right, bow down for a thief. Do not respect a thief. Do not say yes, sir, to a thief. Okay, do never, ever, in your heart, bend or bow down for a thief, a known thief. Now, Tinubu is a kleptomaniac, a known thief. Okay? And therefore, when they tell you that if Tinubu gives somebody 100 million, that's not his money, it's stolen. Even though it is the tradition, right? They all annex the public purse to their family purse. They kind of turned it into a joint account. When you take over a state as a governor in Nigeria, automatically your family and your family bank account, the state bank accounts becomes your family piggy bank. All you have to do is just link your family account to the state account, and wherever you want, you always get there unchallenged. So Tinubu did that successfully, and he will give people lands. Take people's lands and give them to judges. Take this one's land, give it to police commissioners. Take that one land, give them to the army generals. He was there, and you go to Ikoyi, go to all these places, you will see the landed property sold by Lagos judge. Sold. They say, this one is Justice Atinuke Bangbokpa of Lagos High Court. He's the owner of this plot of land that Tinubu gave him. After collecting it from the people, the real owner, they will say state government won't use them. If they dash land, they dash them out. Some people, they will say, what about we take care of your the healthcare, your healthcare if you won't die? So we're going to pay for all of that. Tinubu will pay for your medical trip abroad. Do you like Germany? Would you like UK? But Tinubu will pay. All you have to do is just sign this paper that you didn't see anything. As Justice Bangbokpa, oh yeah, let us sign this one. And then when you go everywhere and say, Tinubu is a criminal, he's a thief, he stole our family land, he's a ginico, they will say, shut up your mouth. That's how you go about and spoil somebody's name. Everybody just go about and they spoil Tinubu's name. Look at this. This is the Federal High Court judgment. Okay? 2003. Justice Olaoye Bangbokpa ruled that all these things are lie. In fact, Justice Bangbokpa said that the person who accused Tinubu must give Tinubu 1 million naira. You better watch your mouth. That's all they hate this thing. This is the police report. This is the Inspector General of Police. This is the Commissioner of Police. This is Kineko Police. They all cleared Tinubu's name. You consider there and say, but he did it now. Shut up your mouth. He did not do it. Look at the court judgment. Look at this court evidence. What you go do again? They don't show you court judgment. And you know saying do am. They say go bring evidence. They say, he did it. He did it. It's my family land. Shut up your mouth. That's how you go about it. Yeah, this is why you go about and distress somebody's name. A rigged system is a very dangerous system. It's a very dangerous system. A system that has no justice per se, where justice is sold to the highest bidder. And it becomes more easier when you are in public office, where you can use the public resources to buy those goodwill. I give you land. I made you homeowner in Lagos. I am the one who make you a landed property. You have been a judge for 15 years. Until I met you, you go see judge, we go kneel down in front of Tinubu. I now told you to do something. Ordinary you to stamp this. You couldn't. Who the hell are you? I made you who you are. I gave you your first land in this Lagos. I sent you your first car when I was governor. He said, Asiwaju, I'm very sorry. Judge you. Honorable, I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. It will never happen again. What kind of a judge is this? What kind of useless man is this? I'm going to write the NJC. I am going to call Justice Abdullahi. They must get rid of people like you. Judge you. Now, so that they treat them in Nigeria. If not me, I have to say, my Lord, Oluwa mi, Oluwa, my Lord. No, these are a bunch of judicial bandits, and the system pays them well. So if Tinubu is giving them more money, you have no idea what else is going to give to them. Wirewike was building flat for them in Rivers State, and he said he was building quarters for judges. And the houses are theirs. I'm building houses for them. So if you go to any court in Nigeria, or you go to any court in Rivers State, and you see institute any case against Wirewike, they go throw them out. Now, which judge will listen to any case against Wirewike in Rivers State? The ones that Wirewike gave houses to, and the rest of them. That is why he is always confident that even if he didn't do anything illegal, no be court you go. Who are those who are going to be in the court? Who? The people that are going to go and say, beg him now. Beg Oga for us now. It's a justice, my lord. Say, minister. No, leave my lord out that one there. We are suffering. Let us talk to him that he should give us something. Say, my lord justice, don't worry. Drink your drink. If you want another 40-year-old whiskey, they will give it to you. But drink your drink. I will talk to him tomorrow. It will increase your salary, I promise you. We will do it. You have done very well for us. We will do it for you. So pretty much like that. Then if you react and say, they say, don't you know that the Nigerian judges are the poorest paid in the world? You say, how that one take concern me? So where are you getting the money from? We need to pay our judges for national security. Something we then decide on top of Ogogoro versus Ogogoro time. So they don't give a damn about the economy or anything. They had to go and borrow money. Tinubu, when he first came in, increased their salary, collected 800 billion naira loan, gave the judges 45 billion of the money, okay? Gave the National Assembly 240 billion naira from the money they borrowed that was supposed to be given to you, the poorest people affected by subsidy, okay? Then, after that, Tinubu wrote a supplementary budget asking the National Assembly to approve another 9 trillion naira for him, supplementary. 9 trillion supplementary, man. The same way, the Nigerian judiciary, which is the Nigerian agency and the rest of them, Judicial Commission, I think. So they will collect over 150 billion, all right, from supplementary budget. This was before the end of last year. In 2024 budget, Tinubu has also added that the judiciary will also collect almost 400 billion naira from your 2024 budget. Now, Tinubu don't increase their salary by 1,000%. Maybe they would have to kind of add an extra to the budget so that the judges can be well paid and they can continue to deliver justice for all of now in the contraption. Exactly. Judiciary. Well, everything is so messed up if we have to put it in the truest context of it, okay? So I was on this media, then I saw where they said that Soludo was doing road construction. And somebody found this. And I said, I will bring it to Mayegun's Diary Politico. Like, some of you are experts in so many things, okay? I do not know. What does this mean when you construct road like this? Is this road construction or something else, right? Like they are pouring cement on the road and it's like bag by bag. Tell me, in Anambra, the Taiwan professor, Soludombu, one of his ongoing roads.
Road. Now turn you la. Let me see you la. If we are going to hit here now, nobody la. If we cement, one bag issue everywhere. I'm on life. MC basically is one day in her life. The way name. Stay with you la. You only know alone are very solid. May the God of Anambra State bless our excellency, and may God of the whole world also bless him. He's a wonderful man and he's doing well. And well, the governor who brought on a neighbor, I had a so very near enough to get our cement. Very near enough now. Cement. For our baguru. Naka feel nanina. It will have loaded it. Can you feel like you may in the next 50 years? Molo. Agwalamon, no one as honest. Nobody. Oh, we go to 60 mark. Then 40 mark and those others. And the number 40 mark, we 25. Emono and Abu, go there. Soludo for solution. Soludo for solution. Soludo for solution. May your days belong. May your days belong. May your days belong. May your days belong. Only gonna know what can you know. I can nekwusika because I'm a fife na arụ forget ndị anọrọ n'ụlọ na-akụ ife aka ọrụ ha mana abịa nka na-egosi onye ọ na leo and life nọ n'ala ilo ọ ka mma na ikpetara m nwa na-efolo my MC Blessed ABS o si ori nwa anụ nwee ike inye the leo original the truth of the whole matter ife ọ na m gwara m na-eziokwu ịghọtago onye ka m ji aza MC Blessed ABS nwanne ewe nwa gọziwere agọzi adabe enye fake I don't carry fake news what are the level news, the facts. How to go? The facts. Fair announcement. Trailers on Abiaqua. If the Kuba Akosari, where Bagopa, another trailer is coming. I gotta go.
You know, you don't even know if he's being sarcastic or he's being for real. Because from my own report, apart from Lagos, Ibadan, you guys need to meet the Anambra Agberus, a professor, the former central bank governor of Nigeria, is a real believer in the Agberus. You need to see the Anambra Agberu or Soludo's Agberus. They go beat you if they tell you, say, make you pay money, you know they pay, and they go beat you to stupor. That will be your papa. That's why I'm not sure if that guy is being sarcastic or is being for real. So they call him Solution. That is a Soludo. Some said it's a complete disappointment that they never really expected this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all right, man. You know, there's something. There are those who believe that Soludo's enemies are only sharing the bad part of Anambra. Or, you know what I mean? That Soludo, some of his thugs even publicly said, Soludom, 2 years or 3 years is more better. It's better than Peter Obi's 8 years. Or more obedient could just go straight into rage. Are you mad? Are you serious? What kind of nonsense is this? Soludo believes that by trying to bring Obi down, it's going to kind of help him and all that, like all that stuff, right? Obviously, if you go to Anambra, and you see the disappointment on the faces of a lot of people who believe that Soludom is not a politician, being, what do you call people like him? Technocrats. Nigeria is a place that titles like, you know, technocrats, integrity, dignity, respect, all those words, right? They are abused in Nigeria so much. So you hear that you need to show some, you know, respect, regard, and all of that stuff. Anyway, so Soludom was expected to be a technocrat, somebody who is going to be so different. Well, a lot of them also are so disappointed. And they said every time Soludom was supposed to be held responsible for his own leadership, his own thugs, the Apuga thugs, they will come for you like the Lagos Abobakus or the Oshogbo Alimajiris. And it's not like, you know, not too sure if that's second, but you saw the road, right? I thought they are supposed to like put it in a mixer, mix it with the granite, the cement, yeah. You pour the cement in a mixer, a very big one, right? And then you mix it with the granite. What do you call that? Stones, right? That's the granite, okay? You mix it with that, and then you begin to spread it on the road. That's how to make a concrete road, I think. So that one they do, so I don't think that one will last. Somebody sent in this, Peku TV in Abia, where Alex Otti is currently building or rebuilding Aba Port Harcourt Road, one very massive project that they believe that if it is genuinely completed, it is actually going to open Aba and Abia State to so much influx of economic profits. So somebody send this in. Might just show you because I just saw both of them on the streets.
Machine wherever we get stabilize the relationship with mother. On what you keep messy at home mother. On what you keep me. Remember that you give a week and last a longer. We go now this machine on a particular road today. Now stabilize all the cement. As you know, I say, make sure you do a road lawyer buy and happy for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, a major stone base. You will get here. Go or rigid pavement. Here cement. Each big bag and a weber of 50 bars. And that wall over 30-something pixels. Now long Port Harcourt Road. Why this stabilizer machine? Now stabilize here. I stabilize the relationship. Here Port Harcourt Road can report. From number 1 gave to the last image from now to Easter or after Easter. As the chamber we can make asphalt. Here with the first 3 lane. Image about the other side. So as it comes in Boa. You are watching Kebu TV. I love you all. Oh, track
Kepu TV, funny guy. I think, listen, some of you who don't know what is going on, or a lot of stuff going on in the eastern part of Nigeria. Owerri is beautiful. I know I don't like Oplesus or Dingba, and I probably don't know who did it. Man, when I saw Owerri, hi, you just wonder why politicians are so criminally minded. All right? However, if you really want to follow up on the happenings in eastern Nigeria where they are not singing any of their rogues sincerely, like you can tell, oh no, this is abysmal. Oh, this is poor. Oh, that's great. Things you can track coming from the eastern part of Nigeria. I think you should follow somebody like that Kepu guy. In fact, he is somebody who keeps giving daily reports on constructions, developments in Abia State. I find him kind of interesting, and I couldn't take my eyes off that, okay? So it seems that the difference between Soludom's cement on the road and Alexoti's cement on the road is the machine, right? So if they had put machines normally on this road, I'll show you again. Probably it won't look like an horrible... No, this doesn't look good. I'm going to show you again.
Road. Now turn you la. Let me see you la. If we are going to get here, nobody la. If we cement.
That's why I said I don't know. I'm not sure if it's just being sarcastic. It says some Igbos there. And in that Igbo is saying that Soludo, Soludo is this, Soludo is that, a great job, he's doing a great work for the blah, blah, blah. I do not understand all of the Igbos he said there. That's why I said, I'm not sure if he's either being sarcastic, or he's being for real. You, my Biafran brethren who understands Igbo very well, you probably will tell me what he's saying here. Is he being sarcastic? Or is he being for real? Please.
Road. Now turn you la. Let me see you la. If we are going to get here, nobody la. If we cement. One bag issue everywhere. I'm on life. MC basically is one way in her life. The way name. So went to lie. You only know alone are very solid. May the God of Anambra State bless our excellency, and may God of the whole world also bless him. He's a wonderful man and he's doing well. And well, the governor who brought on an Igbo, I had a so very near enough to get our cement. Very near enough now. Cement. If we are Waguru, Naka feel Nanina, it will have lowered it. Can you feel like you may in the next 50 years? Molo. Agwalamon, no one has honest. Nobody. o nwegoro 60 mark then 40 mark ka ndị ọzọ na-aza ndị n'ime 40 mark o nwere 25 ịma na onye ọnya na-akpụ ka o debe Soludo for solution, Soludo for solution, Soludo for solution. May your days belong. May your days belong. May your days belong. May your days belong. Only gonna know what can you know. I can know because I'm a female. Forgetting down on no. Now, if I call her, man, I don't can negotiate on a leo and life. No, na lilo. How come money petal more and follow my MC Blessed ABS? Oh, so only one waking you the leo original the truth of the whole matter. If one am gonna manage you. You other go on your can just MC Blessed ABS one day. One goes where I goes. I don't any fake. I don't call it fake news. Me what the leo news, the facts. Other go the facts. Fair announcement. Trailer on Abekwa, maybe the Kuba Akosari, where Bagopa, another trailer is coming.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
From what I have been reading, some believe that this must be sarcastic. I mean, it's sarcasm, right? Others knows that it seems that the guy himself is a sycophant, and they said there are many in Anambra. Okay, so what he's saying there is that Soludo is doing great, okay? And the road is building for them will last for 60 years. Some will last for 40, all right? And, you know, it doesn't carry fake news. This is what is happening right now. Soludo is, you know. So some people say that he's a sycophant. So I shouldn't possibly see him as being sarcastic because it might be for real and it is for the next election. I'll leave it at that. There's something I want to share with you. Do you know that in Nigeria right now, there are some of these states in Nigeria who are spending over 26 billion naira on Ramadan food? I won't go check my screenshots because I couldn't look away. I screenshotted it. Here you get. Because I've been like, my head has been like sort of spinning around it. And I'm like, oh, more Ramadan spending. After they collected money from, what do you call it, their federal monthly allocation, okay? So from this last one, right, they said, hang on, no, listen to this one. Nigeria, Tinubu shared to over 2 trillion naira 2 days ago. Okay. No, maybe last weekend, but it was announced yesterday that the government of Nigeria shared 2.01 trillion naira in the month of March. And according to them, these are the following allocation given to each state in Nigeria. Monthly allocation. The federal government will remove 51% or 55% of the whole money, the 2.01 trillion. The remaining money will then be shared to 36 states and FCT, as well as 774 local government areas, which when divided into all these 36 states, they become part and parcel of what goes to that state. And you can say the 45% that will go to the state, 25% for the state, 20% for the local government areas, 774 local government areas, and 36 states. So from what we heard, Abia State collected 8.3 billion. Adamawa collected 8.4 billion. Akwa Ibom collected 26.6 billion. Anambra collected 10.1 billion. Bauchi collected 8.3 billion. Bayelsa collected 22.8 billion. Bayelsa is the second poorest state in Nigeria, but the second highest state that collects revenue in Nigeria. It is also the smallest state in Nigeria. The state with the highest revenue, highest allocation, the state that is the smallest in size, and yet the state that is second poorest. What corruption cannot destroy does not exist. So let's go on. 22.8 billion is what Bayelsa State collected from the Federation account yesterday. Then Benue collected 9.7 billion. Borno collected 10.5 billion. Cross River collected 6.6 billion. Delta State collected 38.1 billion. Ebonyi collected 7.3 trillion. Edo collected 10.2 billion. Ekiti 6.9 billion. Enugu 8.5 billion. Gombe 7.1 billion. Imo 9.5 billion. Jigawa 9.8 billion. Kaduna 7.3 billion. Kano 13.6 billion. Katsina 9.8 billion. Keribi 8.8 billion. Kogi 7.4 billion. Kwara 7.3 billion. Lagos 23.6 billion. Nasarawa 7.7 billion. Niger 8.5 billion. Ogun 7.1 billion. Ondo 10.3 billion. Osun 7.8 billion. Oyo 10.5 billion. Plateau 7.8 billion. River State 28.4 billion. Taraba 8.1 billion. Yobe 7.9 billion. And lastly, Zamfara 7.9 billion. This is the money they shared in March this month. However, salaries and all of that are still being held. But you see the following states. The Sharia state of the northern Nigeria. Do you want to know how much they are spending on Ramadan? Feeding the poor or feeding the people in their own states. I'll start with the Katsina. Katsina is going to spend 10 billion naira to feed people for Ramadan. Sokoto is going to spend 6.7 billion naira to feed the people. Kano is going to spend 6 billion naira. Jigawa will spend 2.83 billion naira. Keribi will spend 1.5 billion naira. Niger will spend 976 million naira. And lastly, Yobe will spend 178 million naira. In 2022, Kano spent 240 million naira feeding the people during Ramadan. But you know, in 2024, Kano will be spending 6 billion naira feeding the people on Ramadan. This is how they kind of channel all the money. It is Ramadan. If you say they shouldn't, then you must be somebody who is a blasphemer. And you know what they do to blasphemers? The infidels, the Kafirs, right? They burn us or cut off our head. So if they are using the money in the name of Ramadan, if politicians can still have the audacity to steal money in the name of Ramadan, they always get so angry when somebody points out the fraud that you are believing in. When criminal politicians says, I am a Muslim like you. And somehow, when they come out, when they are exposed, some of you feel like it is an attack on Islam. But yet, money they miss. You are the champion of haram. Haram. Any small thing haram. If anybody do something, you say, nah, haram. Oh, you cut off their head. Stone them to death. But the real criminals who are in front of you, they don't care. They are also stealing in the name of Ramadan. Takula. I'm going to go check something. What is the Sokoto State? Listen, Sokoto State collected 8.4 billion in March. So as a federal allocation, so Sokoto is now going to spend 6.7 billion feeding the people during Ramadan. Here is another one. Katsina. Where is Katsina? So Katsina got 9.8 billion naira as the monthly allocation for March. Now, Kasina is going to spend 10 billion naira feeding the people during Ramadan. Haba. So which money they will come take pay salary? Which money they will come take pay contractors constructing? That can wait. So they go use the whole allocation for this month to feed people for Ramadan. Come borrow money, join them. Abba mana. Is that not haram? I go check Jigawa. I'm gonna Kano. Kano want to spend. Hang on. Let's first talk. Kano collected 13.6 billion. And Kano will now spend 6 billion of that money out of it to feed people for Ramadan. Abba mana. Is Allah happy with this one now? Do you think Allah is going to be happy? I don't think so. Because Allah go see say, this one na be with you. These are the things we are pointing out. But since it is Ramadan, it is Islam, and you don't want to offend the mumus, you don't want to offend the mugus, you don't want to offend the mofos, because they don't want to. They will tell you, it's for Ramadan, it's for Ramadan. The mofos don't care that they are even scamming them in the name of Allah. They are comfortable with it. It's a mad Ramadan Karim Jare. So those of you who are really fasting, they know they take break. Terrorists know they take break during Ramadan. They have no respect for Ramadan. They have no respect for Allah. Your criminal politicians know they take break during Ramadan. May they no steal at all. May they just try to look for the face of Allah and do good. Like, is that too much? Is that really too much? Have you ever asked yourselves that? Like, on my way to, it's true. Like, there is no break at all. The devil, where they come after us, the devil know they sleep, he know they take break, These criminal politicians, even we say Lent day, right? You know, they are doing Lent right now. The Christians are fasting. Yeah, they've been fasting before the Ramadan. Now, the two religions in Nigeria who are like Christian Muslims, they are currently fasting. But money still they miss. They still they cook figure. They still they cook fraud. They still they plan to dupe their people. In Ramadan, Wale mini tsunami, you won't cut off my own head. Because I be infidel. I be kafirin. Emi Abdul Rashid Omoro. Yeah, Emi Rashid Omoro. Because you see, sometimes, sometimes, maybe all the time, Ijoba Orun Agbara Woni. You say, Emi Rashid. Because that's my Muslim name. If I don't want you to cut off my head now, you just Takula. I'm Rashid, and all that stuff, right? But the truth of the matter is this. I am your easy target. The real criminals who are actually committing sin, committing haram. A lot of you will defend them and say, but Shomo, you know that, but now she wants suppose we pay, you know? So if people will still use Ramadan to steal, I don't think these guys fear anything at all. Not that they really fear anything, but some of you just want to believe that God, they see them. God is going to see them. And the rest of that. Like, why would you steal during fasting? You're supposed to be holy. You know, like, you are not supposed to be doing anything illegal. Even me, we say I don't get religion. Are they holy in the month of holiness? Lento, Ramadan, I'm holy. But yet, the criminals who are using the religion to drink you, use the religion to, you know what I mean? They do not respect it. God bless you, Jare, one true emperor. I saw your message earlier. I would have dumped it. You saw those two presentations, right? One is from Anambra, one is from Abia. And in my own opinion, right, That's why I asked Kelly, I said, what is the difference between what Alex Otti was doing there, which is Julius Berger, by the way? And some people will believe that Julius Berger knows what they are doing, Abi. But I was expecting them to actually mix the cement with granite, not with water. You don't mix it with water, just that cement. I've seen road construction here too, here in Glasgow, where they had to use any of such, like, as part of the underlay, using the concrete flooring for your road construction. I've seen that here too. So what they do is that you will mix the cement with the granite, the okuta, the stones. You mix it. You don't mix water or anything. And you can still feel the dust of the cement, but you just mix that and they pour that away there, carefully at a level. Once they measure, once they have that all in place, then they can put other things on it before you finally see that dark, beautiful road. So I didn't see, we didn't see how they were pouring it like that of Soludol or Soludombo. For that of Soludom, right? They actually placed the bags of cement on that road. Okay, they paid somebody to open them and pour them on the road like that. Maybe they will now bring somebody later or a machine later to spread it all over the thing, but it's going to wash off. It's a waste of money. That's what they do intentionally so that next year, the same road will be back in the Anambra budget. Okay? And I've seen Soludo complain to some of these contractors publicly too. That's to tell you that he himself can acknowledge that they are doing some shoddy, terrible job for him when it comes to road construction and some of this construction. So that's why I asked earlier that is that guy being for real or is being sarcastic? Because he can't really be for real. And some said, no, he's a sycophant. And some said, no, he's being sarcastic. But that wasn't good. I didn't see, I have to say, I did not see if that of Alex Otti too, they just poured the cement, used the grader, right? To sort of spread it, and it looks like, yeah, or if that was mixed with any granite. Again, you all saw what you saw. I also probably saw what I saw, and the time will tell. But the difference could be told too. It could be told, right? If to say some machines did that road of that of Soludom, maybe it can look a little bit different, but a lot of others actually discovered that there is no drainage. There were drainages in that of Alex Otti, right? Anyway, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, One True Emperor. Okay, you are far too kind. Thank you. Now, I was going to take calls tonight, but I am going to postpone it to tomorrow morning. So if you have anything you want to add to what I have shared tonight, see, we didn't have much video interval. I just spoke, straight from the heart, okay? Straight at 2 hours chart. Now, I do not know which of them you probably managed to connect to any of my message. But if you probably enjoyed this, right? Like the broadcast, share it. Subscribe to my channel as well so that you won't miss anything per se. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, usually in the noon. So whatever you have in mind then or now, you probably will share that with us then. Good evening.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní máyégún máa wí. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ máyégún. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. àní máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó. máyégún dáyàrí na ibi nọ́mbà wán. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. máyégún ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. lórí Facebook. máyégún ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. lórí YouTube. máyégún ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. ijó ìgbádìyẹ. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú. máyégún máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. àyè máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran.